Have you ever walked into a situation and you've known how it was going to play out before it even started? Or maybe you've had a conversation where you weren't really listening because your brain had already decided what the other person meant. It's not intuition, that's your brain's recycling the past. Hi, I'm Dr. Heidi Heron, and today in our consciousness series, I want to show you how your brain, with all its brilliance, might be your biggest obstacle when it comes to living consciously. Because here's the truth that most people don't realize. Your brain is not designed to make you happy. It's designed to make you safe. And the way it does that, it predicts constantly. Anil Seth, a neuroscientist and consciousness researcher, says the brain is a prediction machine. We don't passively perceive the world, we actively generate it. Every single second, your brain is taking in information from your senses and comparing it to what it's seen before. It says, oh, this looks like that, or I know this other thing, and I know how this goes. And it serves you a version of reality that is based on what it expects, not what's actually happening. It's like watching a movie on loop, but you don't realize it's the same movie because the brain keeps changing the colors, the music, the lighting. Well, now here's when it gets sticky. Your past experiences, the joyful ones, yes, but also the painful ones, they create patterns in the mind. And these patterns become your default settings. They shape what you pay attention to, how you interpret situations, and what you even allow yourself to feel. Have you ever noticed that some people always seem to find conflict, or how others always expect rejection, so they never fully open up? That's not fate. That's neural architecture. It's the brain wiring the same loops again and again until consciousness enters the room. And this is where things get really powerful. In NLP, we say the map is not the territory, meaning your perception of the world is not the world itself. It's just your internal map of it. And most of us, we're navigating with outdated maps. We're using beliefs and fears and stories and expectations that we drew in childhood or in moments of trauma or stress. And we're trying to make sense of those through filters. No wonder it feels hard sometimes. But here's the beautiful part. Maps can be redrawn. Neural pathways can be changed. And consciousness is the pencil. So how do you interrupt the cycle? It starts with awareness, noticing without judgment when you're reacting from the past instead of responding from the present. You might catch it in your body. Maybe there's tension in your chest or a clenched jaw, a racing mind, or maybe it's in your language. I always do this. They never listen. This is just how it is. Each of those moments is just a red flag waving from your nervous system saying, hey, this isn't about now, this is about then. So pause, breathe, step back. One of my favorite techniques is what I call the 90-second window. It's based on the work of Dr. Jill Bolte-Taylor, a neuroscientist who says that when an emotion is triggered, the physical chemical reaction lasts about 90 seconds. After that, it's up to you. You can choose to keep replaying it or let it move through. Imagine if every time you got triggered, instead of reacting, you gave yourself 90 seconds to be present, not to fix, fight, or flee. Just witness. That moment alone can change your life because it's in that pause, in that breath, in that space between stimulus and response where consciousness lives. Now, I'm not saying the past is bad. The past holds wisdom. It gives us stories, lessons, roots. But when the past becomes the lens through which you see everything, it stops being a resource and starts becoming a cage. And here's where the magic happens. As you begin to witness yourself, your patterns, your reactions, your stories, you stop being inside of them and start seeing them from outside. That shift from identification to observation, that's the essence of consciousness. suddenly, instead of being the reaction, you become the one who notices it. Instead of being the belief, you become the one questioning it. And in that moment, the old pattern loses its power. You begin to rewire, to reclaim, to respond. So next time you feel stuck, ask yourself, is this now? Or is this a rerun of before? The moment you catch yourself in that question, the more you begin to update your inner map. And the more you live from the present, not from the prediction. And that's the whole point, really. Not to erase the past, but to stop letting it drive the bus. Because when consciousness is behind the wheel, you don't just survive, you create. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being curious. And remember, your patterns are not who you are. You are the one who can observe them. And that means that you can change them. Be sure to watch the whole series on consciousness, where we will keep exploring different facets of this fascinating topic. I will see you next time.